There's a real white monster in my room.
Oh no.
It's upstairs. Ah!
Calabrian chili, tomato, pasta alla vodka. This is a 20-minute recipe. That's a tall order. We've got water to boil, pasta to cook. We will make this beautiful cherry tomato vodka sauce. And let's roll the clock, 20 minutes.
3, 2, 1.
We're really gonna have to race the clock on this one actually, the entire time. But we're gonna boil the water. We're gonna heavily salt it. I love these Jacobsen Disco de Sale. Sale? Anybody speak Italian? Disco de Sale? Okay. No takers?
Sounds good to me.
Sounds good. All right, so I'm filling this up. I'll go ahead and drop it in. And these cherry tomatoes are gonna cook whole, which helps us. If you are in sun gold season, sun golds are like a golden cherry tomato. They're the best ever. They're round, they're perfect. It's a very fleeting season when you can get sun golds, but that's what I want you to use if they are in season where you live. Maybe I'll try to publish this recipe during sun gold season. Who knows? Who knows what'll happen? If there are no cherry tomatoes looking good, you can also use big guys. They have a lot higher water content. I'm gonna cut into this one just to show you what I want you to do if you're using a normal one. I basically want you to squeeze out all of the guts of these tomatoes if you're using big ones so that you're cooking with just the meat. So you can literally take it kind of over a sink and just like squeeze the guts out. Because if you try to cook all the guts, your pasta sauce will be way too thin and watery. So take your tomato, squeeze the guts out. Now I gotta go feed that to a chicken so I don't waste it. We're gonna mince a shallot. Mince 4 garlic cloves, 2 garlic cloves, bunch of garlic, more garlic if you like more. And then let's just get that cranking. All right, we're mincing a shallot. All right, so we're gonna get some close-ups of the shallot mincing because onion cutting, I swear, is one of the things that flummoxes people the most in cooking. And we're basically going to cut all the way through. There's a noisy 3-year-old outside. The chatter of children. All right, so this is minced garlic. So here's what I like to do. I take my garlic, put it down on the board, knife over top, smash it, basically like completely flat. All right? There are sounds of children everywhere. There's children in literally all 4 corners of this house making extremely loud noises. And me. All right. So see how my garlic is basically like smashed to smithereens here? That makes it really easy to just do like a quick rock chop through it. We're about to cook these in butter. The entire kitchen is gonna smell really good in a second. So it's just a big wide saucepan, 12-inch. You could literally use any like pot, skillet, anything, but you do want it to be big enough to cook everything in, including a full pound of pasta. So we're gonna cook the sauce in here and then we're gonna add the pasta straight in. Okay, so 2 tablespoons of butter. My butter always just has like little flecks of onion and garlic in it. I'm using the dirty knife here. That's fine. So butter in, garlic and shallots in. When we're over, like, I don't know, are we over medium heat or medium high? Probably over medium here, but I don't want to burn those shallots and garlic. This is a very crucial part of the recipe because what can happen is you look away, you're doing something else, and you burn the garlic, and that'll kind of ruin the flavor of the whole thing. I've got some bubbles going here. But I don't want to add my pasta yet. But I'm losing time. This takes 14 minutes to cook and I'm at the 16-minute mark. So come on, baby. All right. So we're basically just trying to sweat these a little bit. We want them a little bit tender, but we don't want any browning. We want them to be translucent, soft, tender, but not browned. I'm gonna get this tomato paste in here. And we're using 3 tablespoons of tomato paste. So here's what I like to do. Come in here, Jake. I like to do like 3 little piles because I'm not going to dirty up a tablespoon for this. I don't think you'll see me measure a single thing in this recipe. So I do like 3 little piles. Those are my 3 tablespoons just to kind of visualize it. And then we're stirring this in until that bright red tomato paste gets to be like a deep kind of brick red. And this is how you bring the flavor out. With spices, with canned things like this, they've been like sitting in a can losing flavor for months, years. And so giving them this like direct high heat just kind of brings them back to life a little bit. So cook those guys. We'll get our vodka ready. Vodka sauce is not an Italian recipe, despite what you may think. It, I believe, was created in New York somewhere, one of the boroughs, and the vodka just gives it this unique tang that no vinegar or lemon can. If you don't keep vodka in the house, you don't want to cook with vodka, whatever your reasons are for not wanting vodka, you can add a little lemon zest to this and have a lemon cherry tomato sauce, and that'll be absolutely delicious. So, a 1/4 cup of vodka right in. Whoop. And it just gives it this like kick that is not replicable. I used to teach during COVID, I taught live Zoom cooking classes, and the whole like thesis of my classes was you can cook this without having to go to the grocery store. This is when 13 minutes, 23 seconds. Stop talking, Caroline. I don't have time for this. Stop asking me. Nobody's asking me questions, but I can't stop talking, Alex. Okay. All right. So, vodka's in, and look how it just kind of evaporates and becomes a part of that. I don't know what I was saying, but vodka adds this kick. During my Zoom cooking class days, one time I didn't have vodka, and I was the one teaching the class, and I used tequila, Blanco tequila, and I didn't like that. Let's just say it was not right. It did not taste good. I think I pretended like it tasted good for the masses who were watching me be the chef on Zoom, but I don't recommend it, okay? All right, some Calabrian chili paste in there. We're gonna use this in 2 of our recipes for this video series. So get it, add it to your pantry. If you don't have it, you can't find it, you can use red chili flakes, but I'd rather you used it, it's really good. And we're gonna kind of do that same thing. Get it some heat, direct, bring those peppers to life. The spice, the more you add, the spicier it'll be. Obviously, my husband loves heat, my kids don't. If I was cooking this for kids, I would leave it off, honestly. But fuck those kids. This isn't for them. Is this next? Cherry tomatoes. 2 pounds of cherry tomatoes that are from the farmer's market here in Carmel Valley. Gorgeous. And then we're gonna kind of cook these guys down a little. Big pinch of salt. You can see we're seasoning at every step of this recipe, right? I don't want to burn the garlic, and more on the rug. Ooh, that's fine. Back in there. All right, cook those down. We're gonna cover this to keep all of those like tomato juicy bursty liquids in there. If I cook this with the cover off, they would all evaporate off and make a thicker sauce. But for now, we're gonna cover it so that all like kind of steams and those tomatoes burst and gets really saucy in there. Does the wooden spoon trick really work? Jake, look, you saw it live. It really does. I actually have no idea why. There's a lot of things that I do in the kitchen that are like because I, was taught them by my mom that I have no idea why that works. Do you know why that works?
I don't even know what you're doing.
You don't?
No.
When your pot's boiling, you put a wooden spoon over it?
Why?
Why?
So, I have a subscriber question for you that
Okay.
actually kind of perfectly fits in with something you said earlier.
Okay.
So, you were talking about a substitution that didn't work so well.
Yes.
The alla tequila pasta.
Alla tequila, not what you want.
What we have Kathleen in Ann Arbor, Michigan, and she's wondering, what is a substitution that you've tried that's been a little crazy but has worked?
Oh, Kathleen, this is a great question. Okay, I've got my good parm Thank you very much, Jessica. I've got the good parm. This is how you know it's good parm. It says Parmigiano Reggiano on it. I'm taking the rind off while we talk. Okay, a substitution that didn't work.
That did.
That did work. Oh, fart. I can only think of things that don't work. Okay, well, I think people, when they're following recipes, they really think that it has to be like the meat that the recipe calls for. And basically, if it's a dark meat and a fattier meat, you can swap them, interchange them. If it's a leaner meat, you can swap them. So like chicken breasts, pork tenderloin, pork chops, those can all swap in for each other. I have a lasagna recipe in the Walk Away chapter of Make It Fast, the new book that comes out in August. And I talk about this sub that I feel like the entire world is doing now, but they didn't used to. Swapping in cottage cheese for ricotta. More protein, different flavor, really good. Vivian Howard is this really cool Southern chef. She has restaurants in, I think it's King, North Carolina. And she has this incredible, like, slow-cooked pork and sweet potato lasagna where goat cheese is used instead of ricotta, and it's so good. So just kind of swapping with cheeses and flavors and textures is a fun one. Today's coffee chat is sponsored by Cometeer. I have spent years perfecting low-effort, high-reward recipes, and I genuinely didn't think that that existed for coffee. I thought that the perfect cup of coffee meant weighing grams and making sure that your water was the perfect temperature and fancy machinery until I discovered Cometeer. And that's the entire reason that they are sponsoring this series. They are the epitome of make it fast, but in the coffee world. Cometeer preaches the same message that I do, that fast doesn't mean that you have to settle. They work with the best roasters all over the world, brew the perfect cup of coffee, flash freeze it, and deliver it to you in these cute little aluminum capsules that you pop into your cup, add your favorite milk, and you have the perfect cup of coffee. All you do is melt it for whatever drink you want, no plastic machines, no mess. It's some of the best coffee that I've ever had, and it is one of the easiest things that comes out of this kitchen, which is saying a lot. Go to cometeer.com/Caro and you get $20 off your first order. Okay, this is a hack that I do all the time, and I'm gonna show you. I just took an entire block of Parmesan, I cut it up into chunks, and we are going to grate it. Believe it or not. People never believe me that this works, so let's do it live. We're gonna throw this in the blender. Give it a shake. And like 30 seconds later, you've got your parm for the week already. So if you buy store-bought grated parm, it kind of sucks. It's a little bit flavorless because it got grated and then it has been sitting in a store for however long. So grate your own parm. It's also cheaper a lot of the time. I buy the huge blocks at Costco and have parm for actually not that long because my son Cashel eats it like it's, you know, I don't know, a protein bar. Okay. Which it kind of is. I'm sure you know that by now. I feel like that was very viral on the internet, but Parmesan has like 22 grams of protein per bite, basically. It's like a crazy amount of protein. Okay, how are we doing? Oh, we've got 5 minutes left. Check this out. So we've got jammy, gorgeous, blistering tomatoes here. And they're getting like really saucy, keeping the cover on. Kept all those juices in. Now we're gonna cook them. Lid off, crank the heat a little to start to concentrate that sauce a little bit. Let's go in with some heavy cream, a cup. Maybe I'll actually measure this so that I don't put too much in and then have to talk about why it's too thin. Okay, so cup of heavy cream. I don't want you to sub anything in for this. If you are vegetarian, there are really good vodka sauce recipes on the internet that are vegetarian that are not this. And they really are delicious. Like, there are great ones out there using vegan swaps, but this isn't written for that. So go follow one of those. I don't want you to swap in anything for heavy cream in this recipe. This is This is like the important part. All right, and these tomatoes, as we keep cooking, are going to start to be like really easy to burst, okay? So heavy cream in. How are we doing on our pasta? I think I went in at, I haven't set a single timer. And that's how I cook in real life too. Okay, here's the best pasta trick. Some people bite it. You can also cut into it. And then if you see that line inside of it, if it's still white, that means it needs to keep cooking. And it will keep cooking in the sauce. So we'll cook it a bit al dente, but I do not like my pasta to be toothsome. I don't like it overcooked, but I like it very perfectly cooked. Like when a recipe says to cook it until al dente, that really means that it should still have a bite to it, be a bit chewy. And I often go a little bit past that because I don't like the bite. My kids don't like the bite. I like it to be perfectly cooked through. And that'll make some nonas roll over in their grave, but that's what I like. Okay. All right. I'm gonna give this another little hit of salt. We're salting at all phases. Okay, we got 1:31. All right, we're cutting down the heat. We're sprinkling in a cup of parm. Slow handfuls at a time, because if you go big and you just add it all, it'll seize up and you'll get these like clumpy. All right, clock. I see you beeping at me. All right, we're gonna go 1 minute over, okay? Stir that in, and then as you're stirring, you're also kind of smashing these tomatoes, because nothing is worse than a cherry tomato. Anything, when you bite into it and it's like molten lava inside, you don't want that burst in anybody's mouth. So kind of pop those tomatoes. And if you have a potato, what's it called?
Masher?
Potato masher? Is that the name of that tool? Mm-hmm. You can use that here. But I'm just gonna use this wooden spoon so I don't dirty anything else up. If you've got more than 20 minutes and you're not fighting a clock, you could also leave this to simmer for a little while to kind of concentrate those flavors and bring it out a little. I would do like 15 minutes, not much long, 10 minutes on really, really low heat. Just get those tomatoes even jammier, kind of bring out the flavor more, but it's really nice to me at this because you're getting the like summer tomato taste without cooking it out, you know, like you're getting the freshness there. Okay, so let's give this a try. I was gonna taste it with my spoon, but I guess I'm gonna feed it to you guys, so I'll be nice and I'll use a tasting spoon. Okay, so you always taste before you add your pasta. That's so good. I made it kind of spicy. All right, a little bit more salt. You also, if you want more salt, you can also just add more parm, because that's the salty kind of umami flavor here. And then in we go with our pasta. And this, you never add, people want to add olive oil to their pasta if they're like not cooking it right away, because now look, this is all starchy and stuck together. I've really stopped racing the clock, but we're still there. So add that straight in. You want it to be starchy and stuck together because that will help the sauce stick to your noodles. And now we're going to cook this for a sec in the sauce. Those noodles are still, you know, have a little bit of a bite to them. And so they're going to cook in this sauce. And the sauce is really going to wrap around the noodles while it cooks. Smell good. If you love meat, you could add sausage to this. You could grill some chicken and cook it, serve it alongside. I mean, there's not much that this isn't gonna taste great with. Okay, so where is that? We reserved this pasta water because if your pasta sauce became too thick, we would add it. But this one is not. It's like kind of the perfect consistency. The pasta water also has a lot of starch in it, so it helps the noodles like cling, helps the noodles and the sauce kind of cling together. But this is kind of already doing it, and I don't want this any thinner, so I'm gonna skip it this time. But that's the thing with cooking with like fresh seasonal ingredients. You never know how much flavor your tomatoes are gonna have, how much juice they're gonna have. All these different, even like heavy cream can have different like viscosities. So also I like didn't measure my vodka. You're not going to either. The fun of this recipe is you don't really need to measure anything, just taste until it's delicious. Okay, really chatting too much here. Let's use these guys. And I don't even add basil on top of this one. If you love it, you can. But we tried it with and without, and I just really prefer the clean tomatoey taste without it. So big ass bowl of pasta. Parm. Lots of parm on top. Always a hit of black pepper. A for color, B for a little more heat to cut through all the richness of those tomatoes and the heavy cream. And in just 25 minutes and 4 seconds. That's Calabrian chili, cherry, tomato, pasta alla vodka. Okay. Cheers. By the way, for all the people in the comments, yes, all of the alcohol content of the vodka cooks out. Okay? It's fine. Okay?
Good.
Subscribe at whattocook.substack.com to get this recipe and many more.